We're going to talk to Harold the H. Line up over there, crows. Peacock, the Ipswich historian with historyouthere.com, and he's going to talk about the curse of Lovers Lane. There's brawls, there's murders, there's fights, and he's going to explain it as this bloke is the best storyteller in radio.
I know. I enjoy it every Saturday.
And you've actually said we are Beaver. This is a popular segment there, H.
Oh, look, I certainly hope so. And look, I've just finished my cheese on toast. That was inspired by your story of cheese. Danny, your whole show on Saturday mornings is super popular.
Mate, we don't have any reality TV people on the program. We just have information. And you're going to inform us about Lovers Lane, because the last time I was there, I couldn't find the lover.
Yeah, well, this is a while ago, Danny, so you're only a young fella. This is back in 1935.
Oh.
And it was just to set the scene, because it was shortly after 5 o'clock in the afternoon of Saturday the 25th of May in 1935 when Colin Shelton from Ipswich rode his bicycle to Condon's shop at Toowong in Brisbane.
Right.
Now, he left his bike outside and went in to see Eliza George, who was working there.
Right.
Colin waited at the end of the counter because it was almost closing time and there were still a couple of customers.
Yeah.
Colin had just turned 20 years old exactly 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
He had met 19-year-old Eliza in Ipswich and they began seeing each other. Now, the shop in Toowong was on a street known locally as Lovers Lane.
Right.
But the event I'm about to tell you, Danny, is nothing like that. And Eliza was somewhat of a femme fatale. You see, Colin lived with his family in Silkstone in Ipswich and had been a good student. His mother was president of the Ladies' Guild of the All Saints Church of England at Boothallsey, was really well known around the district.
Yeah.
And in 1934, Colin met Eliza in Ipswich, and that's when things began to go horribly wrong for him. Colin's mother died. She was just 41. His cousin fell off scaffolding and was killed. And young Colin, he fell in with the wrong crowd. He started packing a pair of knuckle dusters in his pocket first thing every morning. And this is just coincidentally when he met Eliza.
Wait.
Now,
such detail. Such detail. Knuckle dusters. I got 2 on now. Go on.
Well, it's important to know. And it was just a few months later that Colin rode his bicycle to the shop in Lovers Lane to see Eliza once again. Now, Colin had been there for just a couple of minutes when the shop's owner arrived. And this was 63-year-old Timothy Condon. Now, he claimed to be a former soldier who'd been gassed in the First World War, and he was pretty robust.
Yeah.
When Condon saw Colin, he reminded him that he'd been told before to keep away and told him again to get out.
Wow.
Now, the boy stood up to the man, and a brawl broke out. Finally, Condon pushed the boy down the steps, out of the shop, and onto the ground. Colin threatened to come back with his gang and bring out his knuckle dusters, but he simply was given a black eye by the shopkeeper. Anyway, the case ended up in court, and Condon was fined £4, which was around a week's wages back then.
Right.
Now, the femme fatale effect continued on Lovers Lane because not long after that, Condon was dead. He died. And Colin didn't see Eliza after that. He married someone else and became a truck driver for the Ipswich City Council. He was later the driver in an accident that killed an 18-year-old motorcyclist at East Ipswich. Now, meanwhile, Eliza, she left Condon's store and went to work at Webster's biscuit factory where her mother ran the store. Now, Eliza married a mad Scotsman, many of them are, but he went on to be convicted a number of times, Danny, for illegal bookmaking. And Eliza, she later died in Ipswich after suffering a heart attack on the front steps of Woolworths. So, Danny, if come Christmas time, if you ever get forced to go shopping and told that shops won't kill you, just think of Lovers Lane, the shop, the biscuit store at Webster's and Woolworths at Ipswich. Yes, shopping can kill. But Danny, the curse of Lovers Lane didn't end there. Because Eliza had a son who worked as a fitter in Ipswich. He went mad. He was acquitted of murdering his wife with a knife, but was convicted of unlawful killing on grounds of diminished responsibility. So, Danny, the curse of Lovers Lane, it was a Brisbane Lovers Lane, but sucked in a whole heap of Ipswich people, and it was awful.
Another great story with twists and turns. And while we got you talking about twists and turns, you're going to Jack Sims' place today with your metal detector, and you're going to whip it out and see what he can find.
Exactly right. I'm going to have a swing around his place and see what we can find. And you never know, there might be a ghost too buried under his garden. You don't know.
I'm very interested to know, but the best storyteller in Australia, Harold the H. Ark Peacock. Does anybody arc you or say the other thing?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what the other thing is, but a lot of people yell out and take selfies. In fact, I'll post some more selfies this weekend because they do. They call out. They want to say hello to Dr. Dan too, by the way. So you're right up there on the list.
Well, I'm a bogus gynecologist. Don't know much about it, but don't mind taking a look. Now,
Danny, they're only human. They won't make it.
Now, mate, you've got historyouthere.com, all the W's.historyouthere.com, and when will this story go up on the Facebook?
Yeah, that'll be online first thing tomorrow morning, and you can see photos of young Colin and his assailant to see exactly what they look like back in the days of Lovers Lane.
Jabba dabba do, get your jab, and this man, he is Australia's #1 storyteller, Harold the H. Peacock, on West Bremer Radio.